It's being reported that Donald Trump is going to fire the Commissioner of Labor Statistics. Here's why.
That was weaker than expected. But the real news is there were all these massive downward revisions for both May and June. May, originally, the government said the economy added 144,000. Now, 19,000. That is a major revision. This is the biggest revisions we've seen since COVID. June was originally at 147. Now it's just at 14,000. You can see it on that bar chart there. June was the worst since December of 2020. I just talked to Joe Bruce-Willis. He's the chief economist over at RSM, and he said, this report that we just got, when you look at the July numbers and the revisions, he says this is the worst major economic report we've gotten since the end of the pandemic.
I mean, I don't understand what they thought the numbers were going to be. They fired thousands of people from the federal government. There are layoffs happening in the thousands in corporate America. Why did they think that the jobs report was going to be great? This is what Fox News is talking about.
Marcus, first off, your take on those numbers.
Well, I think I'm a little concerned. If you look at the revisions that happened in the last jobs report, that number came crashing down. So is 73,000 really 7,000?
I disagree with Charles. I think the main reason we saw weakness in those numbers in March, April, and May was because of the trade turmoil. I talked to small businesses all over the country. A lot of their factories came to a standstill. They didn't know if they could get their parts in. They didn't know what was going on. You know, it was threats of 50% tariffs and so on. There was a lot of turmoil.
Listen, I'm not an economist. I'm just looking at everything that has been taking place. I believe the weakness in the job growth is because of Donald Trump's tariffs, the chaos that he's causing with the tariffs. It's because of all the firings from Doge. It's because of them forcing people to get rid of DEI, and because of that, jobs are being eliminated. It's because of all of these corporations that are firing people, whether it's because of DEI, because of the tariffs, or because they are now replacing human beings with AI. All of this is because of Donald Trump and what he and his administration are doing. Why did they think that the job numbers was going to be great when they are causing all of this chaos? All of the people that are being deported because of Donald Trump's immigration policy. People in education are losing jobs because they are trying to capitulate and appease Donald Trump and his administration. I don't get it. This is what Donald Trump put out there on True Social. I was just informed that our country's job numbers are being produced by a Biden appointee, Dr. Erica McIntyre, the Commissioner of Labor Statistics, who faked the job numbers before the election to try and boost Kamala's chances of victory. This is the same Bureau of Labor Statistics that overstated the job growth in March 2024 by approximately 818,000, and then again right before the 2024 presidential election in August and September by 112,000. These were records. No one can be that wrong. We need accurate numbers. I have directed my team to fire the Biden political appointee immediately. She will be replaced with someone much more competent and qualified. Someone much more competent and qualified actually means someone who is loyal to Donald Trump and who is willing to fake the numbers and who is willing to lie for Donald Trump. When Joe Biden was in office, job growth every single month. And now Donald Trump is losing jobs. Everything he's doing is as a result, that is the reason why there is no job growth under Trump. But he wants to make it seem that everything he's doing isn't the reason for the loss in jobs. They were lying under the Biden administration. Moving on with Donald Trump's lie. Important numbers like this must be fair and accurate. They can't be manipulated for political purposes. McIntyre said there were only 73,000 jobs added. A shock. Is it really a shock? But more importantly, that a major mistake was made by them. 258,000 jobs downward in the prior 2 months. Similar things happened in the first part of the year, always to the negative. The economy is booming. The economy is not booming. And if you all open your eyes, you know the economy is not booming. Just taking a trip to the grocery store and seeing how much prices have increased at the grocery store, you know the economy is not booming. But moving on with Donald Trump's lie. The economy is booming under Trump, despite a Fed that also plays games. The Fed, if it wasn't for that man, we would be worse than where we are right now. It is because what that man is doing that we are floating above water. It won't be long before we start to sink. But moving on with Trump's lie. The economy is booming under Trump despite a Fed that also plays games. This time with interest rates where they lowered them twice and substantially just before the presidential election, I assume in the hopes of getting Kamala elected. How did that work out? Jerome Powell should also be put out to pasture. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I don't have nothing else to add, but I cannot wait for that day. I can't wait for that day where we get that breaking news report and we're all set free from this demon.